This is absolutely criminal.
Well, happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Absolutely Criminal. I'm Andrew, and
I'm Tiffie Lou.
and how are y'all doing today?
We actually expect you to respond, and we're going to wait
Yes.
until we see it.
We're waiting for the responses in your own heads. Anyway, good to see all of you here. Wesley John Holmes is here, Free and Bright Sun, and we'll gather some more folks along the way.
Hi, Bama. And of course, Renee's always here.
Hey.
She's our standby.
Oh, there's Renee.
Yeah.
And Bama. Welcome all y'all. And so it's a busy day today. First, we're going to talk about Jennifer Crumbley. She's the mother of the school shooter that is on trial for involuntary manslaughter. And then, since this is Russell Williams, this is the guy we talked about last week, Tiffie Lou, that I don't think you've ever seen the interrogation. So,
Of Russell Williams?
Yeah. Or as I like to call him, Colonel Underpants. And then our prayers have been answered because Sarah Boone wrote a new letter.
And it's a doozy. It's a good one.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. It's, she's written a couple that were like, but no, this one is her true self is surfacing
nice
on paper.
Maybe she just couldn't handle the Adelsons getting all the glory lately.
I know. She's like, what the hell?
All right. Well, let's get started. Sorry if we caught you by surprise a little bit early today, but we wanted Tiffie Lou to be able to be here. So
yeah, Andrew doesn't like to do this alone.
I don't.
Apparently.
Fair enough. All right. But first, we'll start with comments of the day. And
is a video?
Yeah, this video is related to the comment.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So this is from the Crumbley trial where Jennifer, the mother, is on trial.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
On my way to court today, I blasted Taylor Swift to warm up my voice and calm my nerves. And there was a line in one of her songs that summarized what this case is about. Band-Aids don't stop bullet holes.
All right, so that's Shannon Smith, attorney for Jennifer Crumbley.
Am I to believe that she didn't think of her opening until on the way in today? No, what's sad is she put way too much time and effort into coming up with that, and that's what she came up with.
Yeah. It looked like she was trying to decide, should I say this? Should I not? Does it sound dumb? I don't know. But one commenter said that lady is too old to listen to Taylor Swift.
Oh, see, I hold offense to that. I don't listen to Taylor Swift, but I work with a lot of people who listen to Taylor Swift of all ages.
Yeah.
So I don't really think she's, I don't think she caters to just the young kids. Like some of my best friends listen to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, like I don't know any Taylor Swift songs, or too many of them anyway, but No,
you know that one that's like, I knew you blew bubbles when you walked in. Oh no, that's what we used to say.
Yeah.
But
I knew
Trouble.
Yeah, Trouble.
Yeah,
That's
same
right.
song.
All
same
right.
song.
Yeah, not a big Taylor Swift fan, but as you know, Tiffie Lou, I am a sucker for girl pop. So,
you are, yeah. He likes his Katy Perry.
Yep. So
I'm more of a Pink fan.
Yeah, she's okay.
Okay, don't even.
All right. So our next comment.
Wesley proud to say, I don't know one. Yeah.
All right, right on. Well, congratulations on that, Wesley.
Oh, Renee listens to Taylor Swift. See, there is no age. I think she caters to many. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, especially with how, I mean, she was like the biggest pop star in the world right now. So,
oh my gosh, Wesley says it's 5 a.m. in Japan where he is. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, wow, thanks for getting up early.
You could have stayed in bed.
All right, so our next comment is related to this video, and
we will need to give you some information shortly, and we need some business assistance. Please let us know if you can be of any help. I have a space here. I want to give her codes. We're going to be gone. I want her to have all this information. I have the cemetery property. I want her to see all that. I want her to have all these papers and the wills. I want her to see all this. So please let us know if you can be of any help. The other thing is the visa, which she would know about. No, I said we need some business assistance. Please let us know. If not, we'll.
All right, they needed some business assistance.
Business assistance.
That, of course, is one of the at least 2 times that Donna didn't know the phone was still recording, and that, you know, she didn't hang up her side. And she's talking about text messages from Wendy, and says the other thing is the visa, that she would know about the visa. And this person says this: the smoking gun co-conspirators in sync trying to hide behind their lawyers. Now all the prosecution needs is to turn the heat on the lawyers, and Wendy will be in jail in no time. So I don't know. What do you think? I think that's an optimistic.
Yeah, I think that's a little Lifetime movie of the week scenario.
But at the same time, I hope it's the case.
Yeah. Well, that would be lovely.
Yep, that would just close out the year pretty nicely.
But I'm not going to hold my breath hoping it happens.
No,
right?
No, it's going to be a bonus. But yeah. And then this final one is about our.
Oh, this is us. They hate us.
Our Stephanie Lazarus video where I showed it to Tiffie Lou because I knew she'd have great reactions to it. But if you are going to make a negative comment,
you know, this guy got credit, or girl. I don't even know who it was.
Use a word like dorkle.
Oh yeah,
that's cute.
Really sparked.
I like it.
That sparked me up. Yeah.
All right. So 11 years later, some dorkle reinvents it all and uploads the same story with a different font and name. Dude, get a life, get creative, get something new. I didn't know she had a font. And,
I didn't know that either.
And the name is pretty much the same.
Yeah, I didn't think we changed anything.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of people have asked us for Stephanie Lazarus.
And we never said we reinvented it. I mean,
right.
I mean, we reshared, you know.
Yep.
I've never seen the interrogation. Maybe other people haven't either. Or maybe they have and they just want to see it again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like I've seen several comments that say this never gets old. It never gets old for me either, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then later we're going to take a look at Russell Colonel Underpants and his interrogation. One of the best of all time on YouTube.
Not to be confused with Captain Underpants.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
But first, this is from the other day in court with Jennifer Crumbley. And this is just like an hour after the shooting happened. And this is their first contact with law enforcement. And yeah, imagine showing up.
So yellow.
Imagine showing up and finding out your kid has done this.
Do y'all think the attorneys in the Crumbley trial will end up fighting?
Well, they've already fought.
It's gotten
verbally.
pretty ugly.
Yeah. Do I think it'll come?
It's like, meet me outside.
Do I think it'll come to blows by the end of the week? Maybe. But yeah, it's been contentious for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't know all what happened yet. Everything's still ongoing. It's our understanding he wasn't involved in a school shooting. He was the one who did everything. He said he acted alone. That's basically the only thing we've asked him so far.
Well, the sound on this is pretty rough because
it is terrible.
We already have the echo from inside the interrogation room. Now it's being played inside an echoey courtroom. So we have sort of a double.
Is this someone else's video you stole? Did you steal this?
No, this is from WXYZ in Detroit, and they're photographing the
video of it from their computer.
Right, they're photographing. There's a monitor on the wall that has this, so they've zoomed in on that.
I see what you're saying. Okay, this is just, you can hear every crinkle of paper. Like all you need is an old person with like a little breath mint, you know?
Yeah, we'll watch a couple minutes of it and then head on to Russell, who the sound quality is much better. But I thought this was interesting.
There's word about our students, other people in the virus. Want to use some questions for you, or ask you some questions first before we even start talking to him. Is there, I hate to stop you. Is it possible for me to have a word right now?
Yeah, Sparkles, I've heard people say that as well. She's on her phone throughout the whole interview. And what else I find odd, I mean, they're not under arrest at this time, but, you know, she could be deleting potential evidence.
Like while they're talking.
Yeah,
exactly.
But this is before they've even been accused of anything. But Jennifer does something smart. She asks for a lawyer or opines that they probably should have one. She does that pretty soon.
Yes, I'll get one. Super dry, breaking out. Stay up for
Add some water.
And we do not know. There are several people who've been shot though.
She was asking if anybody had died, I believe.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all. Okay, I just think maybe we should get AI to like transcribe this, you know?
Oh, well, that's usually me.
Yeah, by we, I mean you.
I have to use my natural intelligence because even AI can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But let's see. Oh, you know, I thought they don't show the part where they go into the they're led in to see Ethan.
What year is this?
2 years ago.
Oh my gosh, why does she have those stripes? It looks like 2003. You shouldn't be coloring your hair like that this year. Yeah.
Anyway, let's see here.
So, we're coming in this very early, but when I say there was an issue recently.
All right, I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea what he's saying.
It sounds like this is happening in the prison bathroom.
I know, and like they're all eating mashed potatoes while they talk.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, sorry, I didn't realize how bad the sound was. But
she's playing Candy Crush.
I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, I'll work on that and maybe put a transcribed.
Yeah, that would be amazing because I can't listen to that.
Plus, the part where they come in and see Ethan is kind of interesting. So, yep, we'll get on to that. But let's go to Russell Williams. Kept having trouble remembering his name.
That's not Russell Williams.
Yeah.
You did it wrong. Yeah.
There we go.
There, you did it wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I have that graphic. Anyway.
You don't have a graphic?
Hang on. Okay. So this is, I'll give you a little background on the case. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. It's an all-time favorite interrogation of people on YouTube. But the Russell Williams case is a dark chapter in Canadian criminal history involving a high-ranking military officer who led a double life as a serial rapist and murderer. Colonel David Russell Underpants Williams, a decorated Air Force pilot and commander at the Air Force Base Trenton, Ontario, was arrested in 2010 and later convicted for his heinous crimes. His modus operandi included entering homes at night, sometimes making return visits and stealing women's underwear as trophies. Mm-hmm. And he would take pictures of himself in all those outfits. Like,
okay, yeah.
He was meticulous in his methods, often gaining entry by cutting screens, forcing windows open, or picking locks. And in total, Williams committed 82 documented burglaries, stealing approximately 1,400 pieces of clothing, mostly underwear and lingerie. So the situation took a more sinister turn in September 2009 when Williams assaulted 2 women in Tweed. Both women were asleep when he broke into their homes, bound and blindfolded, assaulted, and forced to pose nude for photographs. And then in November 2009, he broke into the home of Corporal Mary France Como, who was under his command at CFB Trenton. So that was one killing that was kind of instrumental in getting him caught.
Leslie says this case was huge in Australia at the time.
Oh, was it really? Yeah. I think I only heard about it maybe a couple years after it took place. I can't remember. But let's see. So upon interrogation, Williams eventually confesses to his crimes, but was charged with multiple offenses, including first-degree murder, sex assault, and forcible confinement. He was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. But
okay, I have to ask, and if anyone knows, please let me know. Has there been a movie done, if not about him, based on this story? Because
I feel like there might have been.
I had seen a movie like this. You know,
well, there were tons of documentaries about it too. That I know you've probably
I watch
seen
too
at
much
least
TV.
one.
I need to stop. Yeah.
All right. So we're at the very start of this, and we'll do this in several parts. We'll resume next time. But so Colonel Russi is walking into the interrogation room.
You just have a seat there, Russ. The guy I was speaking with on whatever night that was Russ as well.
Oh, yeah.
And he took every number I had.
Yeah, now they were doing some pretty thorough interviews that night. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I was glad to see it.
I'm just going to move your gloves here. That's a little microphone, just to make sure there's nice and clear. As you can see here, everything in this room is videotaped and audio taped.
Check.
You ever been interviewed by the police in a room like this before?
I have never been interviewed like this.
Oh, no? Okay.
No.
That's a classic moment where he looks up, he sees the camera, and he's just kind of...
He smiles.
Casually smiles, yeah.
Set up there. I guess the closest interview by NIS for top secret clearance.
Oh, yeah? All right. Well, again, Russell, I appreciate coming in. An investigation like this, I mean, I'm sure you can appreciate it's been big news, especially down Belleville way. And, you know, obviously our approach to cases like this is that we don't give up on somebody being alive until we get evidence that they're not. So because of that, we're treating Jessica's case as an emergent situation, obviously. Yeah. So we're fast forwarding things that we might normally take our time with. And that's why we're here on a Sunday afternoon. Sure. So again, I appreciate it. Okay. We're going to do a pretty thorough interview today. Okay. And the reason for that is because the last thing we want is to be calling people back again and again and again.
You know, when folks said that during the Stephanie Lazarus interview, she kept sinking lower and lower. I think it's kind of the case with him too. Look at how confident and upright he's sitting.
Damn it, you're right. The first thing I noticed when he sat down was that weird hair.
Yeah.
Look, that's such an odd place to start going bald. Like, it's just a little stripe.
That's a really weird place to grow a goatee.
Yeah.
That's
right.
I can't remember who it was, but somebody called it like a head goatee or something like that, forehead goatee.
Yeah, he does seem friendly, though, right, son? I think he sat down and smiled.
Yeah.
You know?
Got a nice
but,
smile.
you know, so did Spazzarus. You know,
that's true. Yeah,
she was little Miss Giggles. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over a number of things, and I'm going to explain what all those are to you. Okay. I'm a big coffee guy. I don't know if you're a coffee guy or not, but I didn't want to drink in front of you. So.
No, I appreciate that.
All right, go ahead.
I could definitely. Are they black?
Yeah, they're just black with sugar.
Definitely. I probably haven't a little bit.
Sorry, what? Sorry.
Gum. Just
Oh,
first
okay.
piece of gum.
Well, there's napkins there if you want to toss it or whatever.
I appreciate that.
He's going to enjoy the rest of his gum first, I think, is what happened.
Well, I mean, the gum might change the flavor of whatever he's gonna.
Yeah, it would be kind of
know,
gross.
yeah.
All right, and again, like I said, this interview is going to be very thorough. But again, I have a simple rule when I talk to people. It's I'm sure you're the same way. I treat everybody with respect. I don't I ask that they do the same for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by going through what your rights are. Okay? Just like everybody else. Okay. Have you ever been read your rights before?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it on TV a whole bunch of times, but that's usually the American version. So I'll go over with you briefly. Okay. Basically, in Canada, as you know, I'm sure, is we all have our rights guaranteed under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Okay. Now, Russell, just to avoid any confusion, because people do get confused when they're talking.
I keep focusing on his hair.
It is quite a sight.
It's also the angle of the camera. It's kind of all we see.
Right. It's like right in the middle of his head.
Yeah.
So when you elevate the camera a little bit, it's, really takes center stage. It's quite impressive.
By the police is that you're obviously not under arrest here today. Okay. Anytime you feel you want to leave here, you feel free to do so. The door's not locked. Teresa will walk you down the lobby anytime you want. Okay. If there's anything that comes up in our interview today, Russell, that you feel you want to talk to a lawyer about, you just let me know. Okay.
And spoiler alert, but I think most people know that he's living out his final moments as a free man.
Yeah. He's not allowed to just leave. Why do they say that? I mean, yes, he can get up and walk out of the room, but he's not going to go far. Come on. I mean, why do they always say that? Like, you can just go home.
They had his DNA. He might have gone home for another day had he not confessed. But yeah, I mean, they still.
The reason for that is I want to explain to you exactly what's going on here. Okay. Jessica Lloyd is one of 4 cases that we're currently investigating. Okay. And essentially what's happened is over the past about 4 or 5 months, there have been 4 occurrences that, like I said, that we're looking into. 2 of those occurrences occurred in September of 2009. And very briefly, they were up in the Tweed area. They involved somebody entering.
We got a little break in conversation. Brightson says, off the path, but can you do Amy Day?
Oh, yeah. That is a classic, too.
Yeah, we covered her a couple years ago.
Right. Yeah. We have an episode about her, but her interrogation is pretty good, too, just because of how bad a liar. She's a very bad liar.
Yeah.
2 different women's houses in the evening hours and committing sexual acts. Okay. In November of 2009, a young lady by the name of Marie-France Como was found murdered in her home in Brighton. And we believe that there was a sexual component to that crime as well. And then most recently we have Jessica Lloyd's disappearance. Okay. So essentially, when you're looking at those kind of crimes, we're looking at a number of different potential criminal charges. All right. We're looking at issues all the way from the most serious one, which is first-degree murder, kidnapping, sexual assault, break and enter with intent to commit sexual assault, forcible confinement. Okay. And so what I want to make sure you understand, and this is what we've been doing with everybody we've been talking to, is that clearly when we find out who's responsible for one or all of those crimes, they could be charged with one or all of those offenses, okay, whether it's you or whether it's anybody else, right? And that's why it's important that we make sure that people understand what they have to do and what they don't have to do when they're talking to us, okay? So as I said before, any point today you feel the need, you want to speak to a lawyer, you let me know, and we can take you to a room where you can do that in private, okay? Do you have your own lawyer?
I have a realty lawyer, but
okay.
No, I don't have a lawyer.
All right. If at any point you want to make that call and you don't know who to call.
Yeah, I have a question. Why isn't he asking to speak with a lawyer right now?
Because he's pretty confident. I mean, that's...
No, there is no way.
Right.
You know what you did. They brought you in. They clearly have something on you. Get a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Get a lawyer.
Yeah, I'm sure he, I'm sure he feels like he needs to cooperate or he's going to look guilty. But yeah.
We have a phone list of lawyers that are available to give you advice free of charge right over the phone.
what made him look guilty were all those photos in the ladies' underwear.
Okay. So again,
Thought they were very becoming.
any point today you want to take advantage of that, you just let me know.
Sure.
Is there any reason you want to call a lawyer now?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, see, you need to call a lawyer now.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to shut up.
A couple other fairly simple and straightforward things that you probably understand, but again, we go over them to make sure everybody's clear, is that you don't have to speak to me today, okay?
Okay.
And the reason for that is because the law considers me to be what we refer to as a person of authority, okay? Probably similar to what you may be considered to be on the base.
Yeah.
And because of that, I can be compelled to appear before any judge in the country, basically, to account for what takes place here today between you and I, okay?
Interesting, Bama. He is very cocky. Thought he could handle these mere detectives with all his wit.
Yeah, right. He does seem like he could.
I don't
talk
get
his
any
way.
wit. He's just nodding and chewing. You know?
Yeah.
Does he get funny later?
That's not funny, but he's trying to come off as personable and helpful. You know, but it's interesting once we get to the part of the interview where he's confronted, his demeanor completely changes.
I don't understand that. He's confronted now.
Mm-hmm.
When somebody asks me to come into an interrogation room to answer questions, duh, that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
I don't understand these people.
Yeah, he was read his rights even, you know.
And that's the reason why everything's recorded, because...
Whoops, sorry. Bama, you're right. He still could be questioned even if he did ask for attorney, but he has no right to say anything. He doesn't have to speak.
He has the right to remain silent, but not the ability.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There can't be any more accurate record than that, right? So...
No, understood.
But yeah, I think here in America, they have to end the questioning if somebody requests a lawyer.
Yeah, well, I don't know how it works in Canada.
In
though.
Canada, they can still ask the questions, but you can refuse to answer any questions. So they can still interrogate you after.
And the other thing I want to make sure you understand is that, you know, you mentioned a second ago about Miss Como being one of your work associates. So I don't know what's happened since November on the military side of things. But what we want to make people clear on is that if you have been spoken to by any person in authority or any police officer about any of those cases, I don't want what they may have said to you to make you feel influenced or compelled to say anything to me today, okay? Whatever you might have felt influenced or compelled to say to them earlier, you don't have to repeat it to me and you don't have to say anything further, okay? But obviously what you do say, you know, for the third time is being recorded, right? So...
Understood. These first two attacks happened not that far from my place in Tweed. Well, the second one did.
Yeah.
We didn't even know the first one had happened, but I understand that.
Oh, you didn't know? Huh.
Yeah.
Was he on like sleep meds, doing things he's unaware of, you know?
No, I don't think so. Are you asking me that?
I'm just curious.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
if you didn't know.
Oh, maybe he had no idea.
Right.
Reasonably close as well, but the second one was very close.
Yeah.
So certainly at the time, the OPP did a door-to-door.
Yeah.
And within a couple of days, probably the same night, so I spoke with a couple of guys then.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm aware of that from looking at the different cases. And essentially, Russell, in a nutshell, that's what we wanted to talk to you about. Okay, those four cases are of concern to us, and you know, you've kind of almost hit the nail on the head about some of our issues that kind of make us want to talk to Russell Williams. Okay, because essentially there was a connection between you and all four of those cases. Would you agree? Geographically.
Especially the his colleague. I think he ended up notifying her family about the death, if I remember right. Yeah, that's pretty psychopathic.
That is like disturbing.
As I drive past, yes, I would have to say there's a connection. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'll be quite frank with you. That's why things kind of evolved when the officers talked to you on Thursday night.
Okay.
We kind of went from there because when I think you discussed with them the fact that you were a colonel at the base.
I was in uniform at the time, so.
Yeah, so pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, then the connection with Miss Como was made. And I believe you're a door or two down from one of those two incidents in Tweed.
3 doors down, yeah.
Yeah.
Very close, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So those are some of the issues we wanted to discuss with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So just getting back to these 4 incidents that we're talking about, maybe you could just give me a little bit of history as to your arrival in the base in Trenton. When did you start working there?
Friday on the day I was...
Oh, I never noticed that cut there before. It seems like there was
Like they edited
whatever
it?
his answer. Maybe they cut out his answers.
Did he
and
say a
stuff
bad
about his
word?
job. Asked about his employment, but now he's talking about what he did on Friday.
Friday on the day I was at home most of the time. Most of the day I had a sort of a stomach flu.
Okay. In Ottawa or Tweed?
In Tweed.
In Tweed? Okay.
Yeah.
So we backtrack then. So all day Friday, you're at home.
Yep.
And then what time do you leave to go to the base to sleep there on the Friday night?
Not sure. Probably just, went in for just before bed. So I probably left Tweed at between 8 and 9 or so.
Okay. And you get to the base and spend the evening there and get up for the 5:30?
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
So we backtrack from there. When did you arrive at your home at the cottage? I don't want to get confused between your home in Ottawa and the home in Tweed. So,
no, I had been in Tweed all week.
Yeah.
The week prior now. Yeah, I think that's the case. I was in Tweed all week. Flew Saturday.
Has anyone been to Ottawa or Tweed? Let us know in the comments.
Headed to Ottawa Saturday night.
Okay. So
I've heard of Ottawa, but not
if you didn't have the
Tweed. Is that, like,
stomach flu
tiny?
I believe it's a smaller town.
Oh, okay.
on the Friday, what was your
I think
schedule
it was
that
about
day?
8, really.
Okay.
What would have been my schedule? Just a standard schedule in the office.
Okay.
So, office brief in the morning, a couple of meetings. I can't remember what the specifics were going to be.
Okay. So Thursday night you slept at Tweed, or you?
Yep.
All right. And what did you do Thursday during the day?
Thursday during the day I was at the base again. I think it was a fairly standard day. I can't recall exactly, but yeah, nothing. I was not flying, so I was at the base. So I would have gone in early in the morning, back in the evening again.
Okay. Do you remember what time you left the base that night?
All right, I have to stop this because Bright Sun is loving on us. She loves Absolutely Criminal.
Oh, thank you, Bright Sun.
She's kissing our butt.
They're very kind.
I don't remember anything peculiar, so I would say, I don't know, probably 7 to 9, somewhere in that range.
Okay. That's when you left.
Left the base, yeah.
And what
It's
was
a 45-minute transit. So
45 minutes home?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does appear remarkably calm.
Why is he leaning so much? Is there a table there, or is he just falling over?
He is. Let's see. There's the overhead view. So I guess he's right there. Yeah.
Oh, but he's
Yeah, there's a table in front of him, but it doesn't look like.
yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to walk you through November, but I'm going to take you to a date that's probably pretty fresh in your mind. The day that Marie Franz coma. Do you remember how you found out?
I do. Yeah, I was sent an email.
There must have been a bulletin going around work or something, and that's how I would. From Stephanie Lazarus.
Right. I think I saw it on a flyer. No, a brochure. What did she call it? A pamphlet?
A flyer or a bulletin.
Bulletin.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, as soon as the ops staff and the base learned, they told me.
Okay.
So I got an email. I can't remember if it was late at night, early in the morning. It was certainly, I saw it, I want to say first thing in the morning, because I had just come back from Ottawa.
You're right, Bama. He is slouching. Maybe that is why he keeps falling over to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, he is a little slouchy.
Yeah.
Um,
RV, he's trying to support the big, huge ego he's packing around. Yeah, it's a heavy load there.
How did he fit that head through the door?
In Ottawa for a set of meetings on one of the days. I can't remember what day of the week we're talking about, but yeah, no, I mean, obviously when your people gets killed, it gets your attention. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I very much remember that coming in.
And
yeah, I mean, it's at this point I would shave my head if I were him.
It's sad because the back, he's still got
right, it's got,
some decent hair, but that line, man,
that's just weird.
I'd at least get some spray hair, and fill
it a little bit,
fill in the gap.
Poor Russ.
how did you know Marie-France Coleman?
I'd only met her once. She was on a crew I was on just after I got to the base.
Okay.
So I can't even remember. I think it was a one-day trip. I did a number of trips in Canada transporting our troops, sort of first leg out of Edmonton. We tend to hopscotch them across until they get into theater. So anyway, I can't remember which trip it was, but we did a number.
And he's a pilot, of course, who flew a lot of VIPs, including the Queen.
Oh, yeah. Fancy.
I'm out to Edmonton just to pick up the troops, bring them to Trenton, and then put a fresh crew on, and because we fly out and back in the same day, so pushing the edge of that. And, fresh crew on, and then continue on after a couple hour delay.
Okay. Do you know roughly when that happened?
That we were on the same crew?
The time you met her, the one time there, yeah.
It was soon after I got to the base, so I don't remember exactly, but I would say in the first couple of months, so August, September.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have about a minute left of this portion, and then we will get to Sarah Boone.
Oh, okay. We're not going to watch the whole interrogation.
No, it's quite lengthy. So
I got to admit, I mean, I think I would ask for a lawyer right away, if for no other reason than the fact that I don't want to sit and have a conversation for 5 hours with somebody.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Now you got that email notifying you that something had happened.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of a clear recollection as to how your schedule was going that week?
Well, I can't remember what day that the message came in. Just a second.
All right, and while he's thinking there, we will take a break from Russell, and
he's gonna think for a few days.
He does the mental gymnastics are interesting to watch. His mind and his heart have to be racing at that point. So we'll pick up with Russie Boy on Friday's show. But a brand new letter has been received by the court in the case of Sarah Boone, the woman that is accused of snuffing out her boyfriend inside a suitcase, as you all know.
Mm-hmm. Now you got to be patient. Sarah is, still got that lingering cough from COVID. So, it might not be what we expect.
All right. Well, if you need me to hit the cough button, Sarah, let me know.
Mid-word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. January 19th, 2024. Judge Michael S. Cranick. Response, Sarah Boone. Honorable Judge Cranick. Finally, a new judge. It's strange how the Lord works, as I was in the process of trying to disqualify Wooten after being my judge 4 years and me still incarcerated with nothing to show other than 7 different attorneys, not by my choice. News clips of me walking in and out of the courtroom and everything relative to my case permitted to be slathered on the global internet in which I have not seen myself. I felt he was the ticket holder to my overly hyped, illicitly distributed, misconstrued criminal case. and great reason I am still here again, ongoing 4 years and 7 attorneys later, not by choice. See my letter dated 6/29/23 on Clerk's website. While still waiting to properly elucidate the court, public, and world, and after whatever the dysfunction was in the attendance part of my most recent PTC/status hearing, which I am trying to ensure my automatic attendance futuristically. Please see my draft motion included. I am still trying to have my attorney submit on my behalf. I wanted to bring your judicial attention the following information so you and the world are aware of it. It's not who I am, ever delaying trial, as Wooten inappropriately accused me of doing in a past hearing. Especially now, you have mandated a trial date to be had in May with no further continuances, leaving less than 4 months to put together and complete what should and could have been done already. What happened in all the 4 years prior? Please see all my correspondence online. Or just watch us. I think we've got it all. To date, Winston E. Hobson has been my court-appointed attorney for 133 days and counting. To date, Mr. Hobson has only met with me one time for a total of 3 hours on 11/7/23. To date, no phone calls have been received by Mr. Hobson as his phone does not work properly. For further immediate, much-needed communication to be made between client and attorney. To date, I have mailed 5 letters to Mr. Hobson trying to communicate my urgent need to speak to him. To date, I sent 1 letter to the investigator in my case to contact Hobson to contact me and see if he can assist in correcting the phone problem. Also, to inquire when anyone is coming. To date, I feel I am not being included, heard, or cared about in my case. Again, from the continued miscommunication again with Mr. Hobson, and time-consuming, undiscussed entries are being made on my behalf. The continuance I did not know about, the waiver of appearance I did not know about, along with other documents, and I am never sent copies of anything filed, so I know. I keep trying to tell him about with no response, furthering the already massive dysfunction in my 4-year case. I was hoping in the PTC status hearing on Tuesday, 1/16/24, I could at least play catch up in the courtroom for 5 minutes. So many of my attorneys have done prior, including Mr. Hobson, in the 1 court date I've had for a continuance of a continuance, 10/30/23, to express and emphasize the need for him to communicate and schedule a second very overdue meeting. I still have not even heard from Mr. Hobson about our missed PTC/status hearing. What's the status? To date, 1 out of 133 days and counting, attorney and his client have met. To date, 3 out of now 3,192 hours, attorney and client have discussed partial general case information. To date, I still have not seen my discovery. Your Honor, when is the next status hearing, please? Especially since we were not at the last PTC status hearing, and especially since I am trying to communicate with my attorney in more than one way to fully maximize and utilize the minute amount of time allotted before trial. My fair, appropriate, lawful trial. I still am wondering why, though, I've had to wait for 4 years for something to finally happen on/in my case. Ask Judge Wooten. I wonder also, was I the oldest case on his docket? Either way, I'm still here waiting patiently. Yeah. And very excited to get this highly anticipated show on the road. I await your overdue and very needed judicial direction, supervision, and intervention. Thank you in advance, Judge Koenig. Welcome. Sincerely, Sarah Boone. Now, I didn't want to read the motion first, but it's handwritten by her.
Oh.
And I just have to. Okay.
All right. Let's take a look at that.
All right. State of Florida versus Sarah Boone. Motion to be included in and allowed admittance to all defendants' pretrial conferences and hearings. Comes now. Defendant Sarah Boone, by and through her undersigned attorney, Winston E. Hobson, respectfully request permittance to attend all my pretrial conferences and hearing ongoing until the conclusion of my criminal case. Per FRCP Rule 3.220, the following is stated to lawfully allow my inclusion, participation, and requested admittance. I don't know if this is I or one, so I'm just going to let it fly.
Okay.
The trial court may hold one or more pretrial conferences to consider such matters as will promote to a fair and expeditious trial. The defendant must be present at any pretrial conference unless the defendant's presence is waived in writing or on the record by the defendant or by the defendant's counsel with the defendant's consent. In support, the defendant alleges as follows. 1. These pretrial conferences are for my personal individual criminal case. If professional YouTubers, news channels, court TV, etc. are given permission and allowed entry to the courtroom for viewing, and the judge also is allowing the conferences to be streamed live with all the court minutes uploaded to the internet and worlds, I, the defendant, should be included foremost. 2. I may not have regular, consistent updates or communication with my court-appointed attorney, and by attending all my PTCs and hearings, I will know current status, important dates, casework being completed, changes in parties, timeframes, expectations, all pertinent information. I, the defendant, have a right to know, want, and need to regarding my case. All information is important, relative, and necessary to me. 3. I am not consistently included in the certificates of service and sent copies of any documents being filed in court regarding my case, as requested numerous times by the defendant in writing and verbally in the courtroom, neither by the judge, the court, or any attorneys. By attending my pretrial conferences, I will know what documents have been filed, need to be, and will be for and in my case. Another way I can know what is going on in my case and being worked on. 4. In complete overall support, it is my right by law as an individual, defendant, and inmate to be included in any and all developments made in my case. It also is my right to finally achieve success in any and every aspect possible in my case. By attending and being included in my pretrial conferences and hearings, said success can and will be accomplished fairly, faster, properly. What success? Good luck. Wherefore, the defendant, Sarah Boone, respectfully asks the honorable court to grant my motion to be included going forward to all defendants' pretrial conferences and hearings. Yeah, I'm not going to do this certificate of service.
Okay.
But,
well, she should have stuck with the legalese she started with.
Because she kind of sounded like she was bitching and moaning. And then she's like, oh, I did research, So yeah, I found it interesting, and she's waited so long to reach out, and now she's finally doing it.
Yep.
We've got lots of comments. People have been talking.
Yeah, and I find it interesting that she.
Yeah, I agree with Bright Sunho. She's the one that's giving us all the info. It's not
Right.
even from her court dates. Those are boring.
Right.
You know, the interesting is all the letters she keeps sharing.
She's providing
know?
the ammunition. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Nanya says she's already coming off as an a-hole. Yeah, she's fun.
It surprised me because I thought her not writing letters was a result of a successful partnership.
I thought, okay, well, maybe he's talking to her and he's telling her she needs to leave the judge alone.
Direction.
Yeah, but no, she was just giving him a chance, I guess, to be the lawyer she's been dreaming of. And he didn't step up to the plate the way she expected. And she's got things to say, you know?
And she gets all complainy about the last judge, Judge Wooten.
May, absolutely criminal. Do you have Sarah's permission to read this? We did not get her permission. You know, ironically, she doesn't really want to talk to YouTubers.
Yeah.
She's got an issue with us. But, you know, it's just we can't really see it from anybody else's point of view if she doesn't want to talk to us. You know?
Right. But yeah, I mean, it would be a shame if this is really no fault of her own and the system is dragging it out.
Yeah.
You know,
I get that. I get her frustration, but I mean, at the same time, I have to laugh at the success she claims that will come from her being able to go to these PTCs.
Right.
You know, like she's suddenly going to have a great defense because she can go to the PTCs. I don't know how she's going to defend just what we know. Just that phone call, the video, she's recording. Yeah. I don't know how she's going. I mean, yes, not intentionally, but yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard quite a few legal experts opine that they don't know what her possible defense could be. So
right, Bright Sun's like, I can't wait to see the next attorney in court saying what really happened. Yeah.
Where's Jose Baez? You know, Casey Anthony's attorney.
Oh yeah.
Is he doing anything?
Well, maybe
he
she
could help.
Just hit him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yep, there we go. There's our Sarah letter, and hopefully there'll be more to come.
Well, thank you, Tiffie Lou. Yeah, I'm feeling more optimistic now.
Yeah, this is good.
But it would be nice to have her trial start.
I know. And I was pissed that she's all like only 4 months, and I'm like, May, we've been waiting forever, you know?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is her life on the line, but if you know the first 3,
it didn't have to be
the first 3 or 4 lawyers. Okay, maybe they're just really, but then by 6, 7, and 8, it starts to sound like it might be you.
Yeah, come on, not my fault. 7 attorneys in.
Yeah,
you know, give me a break. It's all your fault. You know, they even changed judges on you because Wooten was like, I'm out. You know.
Yeah. All right, so we'll follow that one, and then when we come back on Friday, we'll have an update on the Crumbley case, as well as an Adelson update. We'll see what's going on with Donna.
Also, for some of you new, you know, conspirators out there of ours, we actually have a little membership program. If you want to catch more of our crazy stuff, we do a few reserved things for members only. It's $3 a month. It's $3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, $3 a month.
Just check it out on our membership tab. And,
yeah.
But your support is really appreciated, and the best way you can do it is just hit thumbs up on this video and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah.
And
like us, share us, kiss us. We're worth it.
Yeah, please. All right, everybody. We will see you on Friday, and until then.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Love ya.